Hello, Facebook and YouTube friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell per usual on this good Thursday morning. It is June the 19th, 2025, and it is currently 8:51 a.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. I am about to get ready to go grocery shopping so that I can get some food for my children to be able to eat. And by the way, happy Juneteenth, guys. Happy Juneteenth, my niggas, my Negroes, my melanated people. Anywho, speaking of going to the grocery store, I want a salad. And I'm looking at my stomach right now because, y'all, I swear I look pregnant. And I never looked pregnant like this before, and I haven't been pregnant. And that's why I had made that status yesterday. Let me take these flip-flops off. Like, I went to the OBGYN at the beginning of this year, January 15th to be exact. And I went to make sure that I didn't have PCOS and for them to check my hormones and stuff like that. Because I was dealing with, like, little chin hairs, which you can see. So I had went to the doctor or whatever. And granted, my hormones was a little elevated or whatnot, which was explaining why I had the overgrowth of the chin hairs, which she said that I can come back and get a prescription for that, but I haven't had the chance to go back yet. And speaking of, I'm going to see if I can make me an appointment today so that I can go back and she can give me some medicine to stop the growth of the chin hairs or whatever. Because I really just started dealing with this probably like for like the last 2 years or whatever. Like I was getting chin hairs or whatever. So she said she can give me something for that. But that doesn't explain the bloating, like as if I have PCOS, and that would explain my hormones being off balance, me having bloating and everything like that. However, PCOS was ruled out when I went and had my ultrasound, and they said I didn't have any ovarian cysts, any fibroids, anything like that. I was perfectly healthy. I had me a pap smear, a culture, and everything done. I'm perfectly fine. I have a perfectly good pap. No STDs, no STIs, no anything like that. I even had my blood drawn to make sure I had no sexual transmitted diseases, no STIs, no type of toxins in my system or anything like that. I'm not diabetic or anything like that, so I was good to go. Boom. I also had a checkup at my primary care physician back in September. So that was September and January. Okay? So this is currently the 6th month, so let's say I went about 5 months ago or whatnot. Perfectly fine. I'm good. No new sex partners, no nothing like that. I should be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No STDs. I'm not uncomfortable down here or anything like that. And even for my stomach to be bloated like this, it's not uncomfortable. Like, I don't feel like I got any tumors or anything like that. No ovarian cyst or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine. However, I'm just bloated. Like, and it is crazy ridiculous. Like, I've never been bloated like this. And I done used the bathroom. And I use the bathroom a lot. I purposely made sure I ate me a lot of ice cream, which causes me to cleanse my system out because me and ice cream don't get along like that. So I've used the bathroom perfectly fine. And it's that time for me. And when it's usually that time for me, I always use the bathroom a lot anyway and cleanse my system all the way out. So why do I still look pregnant is the question. And I haven't even been eating like that. So, yeah. And usually if I'm bloated, I could just like drink a lot of water for a day and I'll get that water weight off or whatever it may be and it go back down. But this, no. It's like I'm Mary and Joseph and Jesus. I'm carrying an unborn child or something. You never know the day, the time, or the hour that it's going to come. Because why the fuck do I look like I'm about to fuck get pregnant like this? But that is so funny to me. So I was jotting that down in my digital diary yesterday. And yes, I talk about all types of stuff on my digital diary because it's my digital diary, and this is where I come and jot down notes about my life, my health, my wealth, my everyday things that I go through. So if you don't want to read it or you don't want to listen, then you can easily click off my page unsubscribe from my post notifications and videos and everything like that. And then I won't be bothering you. But other than that, you can sit back and enjoy the ride. So, yeah, I was thinking about that. And that was so funny to me because when I walked into the hospital yesterday, you know, it's always somebody trying to test me everywhere I go. So I go and check my son in at the hospital, and the lady, she actually kind of reminded me of my godbrother, girlfriend, mama, or like she could be her mama, sister, auntie, cousin, or somebody like that. It's they nose for me, and they also remind me of the Collins or whatever. So they was looking alike to me, and she was checking me in, and I was being polite like I always am, because I never go places starting shit. People be starting shit with me until I get ready to tear that bitch up. Then they want to act like I'm the problem. So I had went and checked in or whatever, and then this fat nurse comes out, and she like, well, let me know when you're going to Chick-fil-A, because I need me a salad. I need a salad. And she did. She did need a salad. She didn't need no chicken and fries. But I just be noticing how people be trying to be funny or whatever. And I never once said that I was pregnant, but I gave a vision and a prophecy, and I said that it's a woman who's going to have a baby who didn't know she was pregnant. So people just automatically assume that I'm talking about me. But why? Is it because I look pregnant? Are you going along with the prophecy or not? But anyway, she like, because I just need a salad. When technically her fat ass did just need a salad, and to walk around that hospital a few more motherfucking laps and not take that elevator. But I just let bygones be bygones and let people try to be funny or whatever. And my baby, he had a good surgery. He only supposed to have to wear his cast for like a month or so. So hopefully everything heals up fine for him and everything is A-okay. He didn't have no problems or anything. After he woke up from the anesthesia, he asked me, he like, it seemed like I bit my tongue and the bottom of his heel was hurting. He like, that stuff wasn't bothering me before I went into surgery. So he was very aware of what was going on with himself, and that's a good thing. Or whatever. They sent him home with some good medicine just in case his bone is aching him or anything like that. More than just some Tylenol 500s. So I appreciate them for that or whatnot. But everything went smooth, easy breezy, lemon squeezy. And I was leaving out at the end because we didn't get ready to leave the hospital till 9 o'clock. And, you know, it was raining and storming and everything like that. But I was telling the lady, the nurse who was walking us down, I'm like, you know, y'all need security on every floor of this hospital, not just at the front door of the hospital or the main entrances, because anything can happen. And I was just using myself, for example. I had been there since 12 o'clock. I didn't leave till 9 o'clock. I was at the hospital for a complete 9 hours. I didn't go and get me something to eat until like 8:30 because I was hungry. I couldn't wait no more. I had went down to like the gift shop and got me a hot dog and something to drink or whatever. So as I was walking around, I was noticing in the hospital that there's only security at the front door. Now, if you had been there like me and you got there earlier in the beginning of the day, you could linger around in a hospital anywhere. If you decided that you wanted to be a deranged lunatic and blow that bitch up, nobody would know. Granted, you had to get... the door had to be unlocked for us to leave out of the hospital. Still, if anybody had been in there throughout the day, they could hide around in there until they got ready to do fucked up shit. And I was explaining that to the nurse. I'm like, you know, it's just 2 ladies up here at the moment. You 2 ladies are up here. Anybody could have been lingering around in this hospital. You got connected elevators and everything. Anybody could be lingering around, walking around in here, especially when the security could not be paying attention because their heads is down because they really taking a nap for real, or because they're in their phones and things like that. And 2 or 3 security guards cannot secure a whole hospital. That's why I said don't make me John Q this bitch. You see what John Q did? With 1 little measly security guard, 2, 3 security guards is not going to be able to do shit if some shit get real. So I was explaining that to the lady, the nurse, and it was making me think of like all the times I ever worked in a medical facility and like had to work the med card and shit like that. And they tell you like if anybody ever come or rob the place and you have the med card and they demanding the med card keys and shit, you give the med card keys away. You never try to defend yourself or the pills and the syringes and stuff that's in the carts. You give it away because somebody will kill you. And would you rather give away the narcotics or would you rather get killed? It's just like if somebody come and rob the bank. You give away the money. You don't put yourself at risk, right? So I was thinking about that as I was walking through the hospital. I'm like, y'all need security on every floor to protect y'all, because it's only 2 ladies up here right now, and I was just walking through this whole hospital. Now, people be trying to act like I'm so crazy and deranged and irate, but what if I really was for real in real life? I could blow the whole fucking hospital up. But the good thing about that is I'm perfectly sane. There's nothing wrong with me, actually. But I have visions and I speak up on them and people think I'm crazy. However, that hospital need more security. And that's just facts. But, yeah, I was just noticing all of that while I was sitting in the hospital yesterday. And it was taking a very long time for me anyway. I feel like my son's surgery should have been a little bit faster than that. But I am not a doctor, and the doctor said it took a little bit longer than he expected because my son had to get a lot of screws. He had to get screws and a plate put in so he can stabilize his wrist and should it be okay or whatever. And I was sitting there and I was still thinking if I wanted to press charges against the boy who wanted to keep putting his motherfucking hands on my son anyway. And I still might, because I can do that if I want to. But anywho, you know, it was pretty cool or whatever. But it was taking such a long time. And I be feeling like when I go places like that, even when I went to the library this one time, the bookstore, it be so many people who make it obvious that they be observing me. Like when I say I'm a real life observation, like a military project and shit like that, the Truman Show, I really mean that, because I can tell when people was watching me and studying me and they want to see how I'm gonna react. How long can I go without eating? How long do I go without smoking? How long what can you do to keep triggering me? What really puts me on edge? What really makes me upset? What makes me cry? Like, people really study me like a science project. And that's why I study myself. So it's nothing that a doctor can tell me about me, per se. It's nothing that a psychiatrist can tell me about me. It's nothing that the government can tell me about me, because while they spend so much time studying me, I study myself. That's why I become self-mastery. You know, that's probably why I get so many channel messages about Masons and Eastern Stars and stuff, because I'm a self-master of myself, and I never went to join a lodge or a secret society or a sorority or anything like that, because I don't have to. I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. And that's why it was a lot of sororities and Eastern Stars and shit that found me very interesting and really wanted me to join their organizations, if you want me to be honest. But I don't join groups and organizations like that. I like to move along. Like I said, when my mama was alive and she used to have me going to the Delta meetings and shit. And like my mama, she was into that type of shit. Delta meetings, AKAs, and all that type of shit. I'm not into that. And I never will be. If my daughters or somebody want to get into some shit like that, that's on them. But I never want to be a part of nothing like that. I don't even want to be a part of the church choir. That's how much I don't like being in groups and shit. Like, I'm solo dolo. The most I like to be around people is my immediate family or whatever. And when God decides to bless me with a husband and I get a blended family and his family and everything, that's the people that I'm going to be around. But as far as like crowds and all that, I don't like crowds. I don't like attention like that. Like, I'm far from an attention seeker. I don't chase clout, or I don't run with the in crowd. I really like being solo dolo by myself. I like moving this way. And that's why I tell all you people who like to do fucked up shit, if you're going to do some fucked up shit, you might as well do it by yourself. Because when you start moving with a crowd and groups of people and shit, that's when you get caught the fuck up. Well, I don't do shiesty shit, so I don't worry about getting caught the fuck up like that. But I'm still telling you that I like to move by myself. And that's one thing that life has taught me, is to play the game of life by your motherfucking self. You know how you play games, you get cards, you don't let nobody see your hand? That's just how life is. And, you know, I always say I never play games, and I don't. I don't play card games. I don't really play board games. I don't play games. But I have learned to play the game of life. And it started off by playing Uno. And I said it, life is like, they say life is like chess. Well, life is. It's just like chess. But, because you got to build yourself up in rank. But it's like Uno too. Because you might get a fucked up hand, and you're going to eventually get a skip, a reverse, a draw 4, and then that's going to give you the upper hand to put all the motherfucking people who thought you was beneath them back in their motherfucking place until you Uno out that bitch. Okay? So life and the lessons that it teaches me, I'm very much so grateful, and I'm very much so happy and grateful and appreciative for the journey that God has chose for me to walk down. And nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And that's facts, because I lived a hard life. My life is hard, it just had to be. Watch me turn my dreams to reality. I'm trying to tell you, I had to live a hard life though. But I had to, because I had to learn all these valuable lessons that I have learned through these 34 years of my life. And I'll be 35 years old on July 9th. I was born July 9th, 1990. And they said I wasn't going to make it past 32 years old. They said I wouldn't make it past 33. And you know, they crucified Jesus at 33 because he knew too motherfucking much. They called him a crazy man. He called himself a prophet. And like I said, I could just visualize things and I see things. And when you become Christ conscious, you begin to have Jesus DNA. It's all in your blood. It's always in your DNA. That's why they be joking and saying I got alien DNA and shit like that. No, I got Jesus DNA. I got royalty inside my DNA. This shit is real. They don't sing about this and rap about this shit for nothing. It ain't scientists out here looking for the Jesus strand of DNA for nothing. This shit is real life. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. It is reincarnated souls on this motherfucker. And that's so crazy because I used to call Tobias the Black Jesus. And you know how they... Anywho. I'm like Jesus in woman's form. I'm like the other rib, taken and created, or whatever. I'm like the messenger, the Hebrew messenger, is all I'm going to say. I send out the warnings before destruction. I do exactly what God put me on this earth to do. So anyway, I love you guys. Y'all have a great day. I'm about to get ready to go out here. I got to get me some fruit and some vegetables. And I'm a detox like over the next couple of days, even though I am going to make me some lasagna or something. I'm a detox over the next couple of days with pretty much like fruits and vegetables. Just to see if that make my stomach go down. And if it don't, it don't. And if I'm carrying the golden child, it's going to be extra, extra, extra healthy because they got a mission just like me. I'm also told that my parents, or at least my mom, was told at birth that I was going to live a very difficult life, but I was going to be very rich and successful. So I don't know, like if my mama seen a fortune teller or something, but I just got that down low. Like my mama and my grandma always knew that I was going to be like this, the way that I am today, which is why my grandma was so overprotective of me as I was growing up and everything like that. And she didn't want to leave me as she was passing away. It's like she wanted to make sure I was straight. And that's why I'm hearing, yeah, Lily, I got the brush. And that's why I'm hearing, like, we left you certain things, certain trinkets, certain plans, certain blueprints, certain CDs I'm hearing. CDs like cash disc, cash deposits at a bank or something. I'm hearing we left you funds because we knew that your journey would require you to have a lot of funds. And that you wasn't going to be able to rely on the government per se. But more so you were going to have to defend yourself from the government and stand up from the government. And I'm hearing names like Rosa Parks. When I die, my name going down in history is what I'm hearing. You know how they got the Guinness Book of World Records? The Bible is like the Guinness Book of World Records. It tells the story of the people who went through the most challenges, had the craziest stories, and made it out that bitch. And my name going down in history. His story. Because my story. Just like Jesus' story. It's like rewritten. The New Testament of the New World Order. But anyway, I love you guys. And y'all have a great day. It's Juneteenth. Celebrate yourselves. I love you. I think this is considered a national holiday now. While I'm speaking of Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and Malcolm X and shit. Y'all see? Y'all see? Martin Luther King, you had a dream. You said it was going to be a day and a time. And it's people like me that carry on the dreams of my motherfucking ancestors. And I'm hearing when I move, you move. Just like that. And y'all know that makes me think of Harriet Tubman. Because when she moved, you moved if you wanted to get to the North Star. And I got to the North Node.